Hello and welcome to Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle and today I'm going to be reviewing The Old Guard. Charlize Theron's name is definitely enough to sell this film, but it has a lot more going for it, so hold your Amazonian axe and hear me out. The Old Guard is about a group of immortal mercenaries who are being hunted by the Marc pharmaceutical company, who are set on making them their guinea pigs in order to discover and sell the secret of their regenerative capabilities. Meanwhile, a US Marine called Niall is killed in combat and discovers her own immortality. She joins the Old Guard and helps them fight Marc in order for them to be able to go back into hiding and kicking butts in secret. This film, just like another Netflix film I reviewed a few weeks ago, The Last Days of American Crime, is based on a graphic novel. Unlike Last Days, the Old Guard's characters have been adjusted from page to screen to better suit the cinematic medium. In an interview, Greg Rucka, the writer of the graphic novels, explains that there needed to be equal meat on each one of his characters' bones, not just Andy's, Charlize Theron's character, who is the focus of the graphic novels. I think he has succeeded in his mission because I never felt bored in those scenes that were without Andy. Booker, Joe and Nikki all had a really palpable depth to them, and each one had a moment that allowed the audience to peek into their past, but it didn't feel like forced exposition because they had to introduce themselves and their version of immortality to Niall, the new kid. She was also very well written, with a good balance between being the inexperienced immortal and experienced Marine. It was great to see such a mix of nationalities in the actors cast as well. The diversity is written into the graphic novel, but the roles could have been superficially filled by all American actors. Thankfully, the filmmakers didn't do that, and we get to hear a lovely array of accents. Netflix really feel like one of the forerunners in pushing for better representation on screen, and this film is a great example of that, especially considering the emotionally rooted and very authentic portrayal of gay love through Joe and Nikki, a love story spanning centuries. So the characters are definitely well written, but they were also well choreographed. The fight coordinator Daniel Fernandez complemented the story of each character with appropriate weaponry and fighting skills, creating a mix from across the history they would have experienced. I mean, Charlize Theron is fighting bad guys with guns with an axe. Being that this is an action film, it was nice to see this effort that was put into the action, with the cinematography and editing as well. Instead of having passable fighting sequences shot with shaky camera movements, aggressive close-ups and quick cuts, the Old Guard utilizes longer, wider shot sequences to better showcase the choreography, much like in Wick and Oldboy. I also found the score quite captivating, with its mix of a traditional action score and an eclectic collection of tracks featuring hip-hop and electropop. They removed some gravitas from some scenes, and that may sound like a bad thing, but I actually think it works quite well. Let me give an example. Near the start of the film, Andy and Booker are meeting their contact Copley in a market in Morocco. We hear the track Keep This Between Us by Moroccan rapper Kertas Nissa. Apologies if I mispronounce that. It starts non-diegetic, for our ears only, and then becomes diegetic, playing as if it's from somewhere in the market. It grounded the scene in the setting rather than over-dramatizing the moment with an over-the-top score. My point is that for the Immortals, except for the discovery of Niall, nothing that happens in this film is particularly new. They've lived hundreds of years and they've been hunted before, so there's no motivation for making every benign moment overly dramatic. The score reflects this, and the tracks were used to better focus the story and the reality of the world they're in now. The production design of the hideouts was also very effective, in how it made the places feel lived in and centuries old. I do have one issue though, and it's a bit of a silly one but valid nonetheless. In the French hideout, when I was trying to concentrate on the meaningful dialogue about the realities of being immortal, I was severely distracted by what I believe is a teal IKEA mug that Andy was drinking out of. It was so bright blue in an otherwise warmly coloured scene, and I felt it was important enough to mention in case one of you was also confused by its presence. But in truth, I am nitpicking in a film that I otherwise wholly enjoyed. I've seen so many forgettable action films that it was nice to see one that legitimately kicks butt without sacrificing too much on character development and plot logic. In fact, immortality definitely helps solve the issue of having bad guys that somehow always miss their shots, or shoot in non-fatal places, as is the case with many action films. Instead, here we get to see the bad guys actually land their shots on our heroes, just to no avail. The Old Guard has a strong ensemble story with two powerful female leads, and it seems representative of how action films should look and feel for a contemporary audience. It takes the theme of immortality and considers the actual implications of living for so long. The plot lends itself to having at least a trilogy, especially considering that lovely cliffhanger we got at the end, and I for one am definitely looking forward to the next installment. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more videos, and comment with your thoughts on the topic. Who are your favourite action heroes? This has been Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle, and I hope you have a great day.